June 23rd Metro Musky report here at Our Land and Water. The open water bite is officially going. Seen a bunch of fish caught over open water, marked a bunch of fish, marked a bunch of bait. It's definitely a place you want to go to catch a quality muskie right now. Weekend and weeknight anglers like myself, we can't afford to spend a ton of time looking for bait, and that's what you're fishing over this open water is bait. So let's take a quick look at an example map and figure out where we can find bait right now. So let's take a quick look at where we might find some bait over open water over the course of the next 7 days. So the two most important pieces of this example map here, and something you might see on one of your metro lakes, is this shallow water area right here. This is a point that comes off of a shoreline, and this highlighted area off the tip of this point. This highlighted area right here is what I would call the hub of baitfish activity. This is where I have found by far the highest densities of baitfish on any of the lakes that we've been on. They've all been related to tips of points. So what you need to take into consideration when you're trying to find baitfish is that with the week that we have coming up that you can see in this upper left-hand corner, we're going to have decent winds throughout the course of the week. Our midday winds are going to be pushing 15 miles per hour on a lot of these days. What that's going to do is it's going to scatter the baitfish. But luckily, knowing where they are centered off of, or this hub, gives you a chance to figure out which directions that these baitfish are going to be scattered. So let's start by looking at what we have coming up here. And so that's this Thursday, Friday, and part of Saturday, as well as the end of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, most of Thursday. What you can see here is we're going to have south winds. South like this. So what that's going to do is it's going to blow these baitfish off the tip of this point and kind of scatter them in a certain direction. That direction kind of being like this. You know, you get with this contour line, you'll get some water kind of moving left to right as well. So I would expect the fish to kind of blow down this break line towards the basin. So if I was going to fish this, I'd be trolling, and I would follow kind of this line. I'd come in from the left on these less steep breaks. I'd go through this hub of activity because there'll still be fish here. And then I'd take a nice wide inside out loop through the basin, come back through and hit that hub at a little bit deeper and different angle, and basically repeat. And I would do this a handful of times, watching my side imaging, looking for fish. So now let's take a look at what we have this weekend. This weekend is a little bit different wind. That wind's going to switch to the west, and it's going to be a little bit heavier, basically end of the day Saturday through the heat of the day Sunday before it dies down Sunday evening into Monday. So what that's going to give us is a wind blowing like this. And that's going to actually scatter these baitfish towards this break line in this particular scenario. What this could set up is this could actually set up a potential weed edge casting bite. With these 15, basically 20 mile per hour winds for a couple hours on Sunday, that might actually stack that bait up along the edge. So this is a scenario where you could potentially go and grab something like a beaver bait or a dive and rise style bait and actually work that edge and see if there's enough bait on that edge to hold a fish. If I was going to troll this scenario, I would follow something like this. I would come in and basically contour troll this break line. I'm a big figure eight guy, so I'd turn this way, get on this break line, and then work my way through the hub of where that bait's going to be. And then maybe swing through and start something like that and do that kind of shape. So if you're looking for bait through the next 10 days or so, as long as this open water bite keeps going, start at the tip of the point and then see what your wind's doing, and then follow that wind-blown area and find that scattered bait fish, and you'll be sure to find some muskies. Another note on location quick, don't be afraid to check yesterday's wind. If you get a heavy west wind and it's calm the next day, check those east side of the lake. They could still hold bait. They're not going to turn around and run right back to the tip of the point where they came from right away. They could definitely still be set up there. Now that we know where the bait is, let's take a look at how we can present these lures to these fish, try to get them to bite. You can really only target these fish in two ways over open water, and that's trolling and open water casting. Tons of different lures you can troll, tons of different lures you can cast. I'm going to kind of give you a look at one of each that I really like to use this time of year. For trolling, I like the classic, 12-inch headlock. Matlocks work great too. They're both awesome lures. I like to keep this in my pin in the bottom setting, the shallow setting. This gives the lure the best action, the best side to side, the best wander. And you know, with 40 feet of line out, you can get this thing down 6-7 feet. That still keeps it right in that strike zone. These muskies are usually in the top 10 feet, top 15 feet of the water column. So you're sure to keep that lure above the fish in a place where it can see it and where it can target it. For casting, I like to do something that's a touch different than what a lot of guys throw, and that's the double dog. I like this for two reasons. First reasoning is a lot of guys don't throw it. A lot of guys throw the single tail mag dog, Poseidon, swim baits, Medusas, tubes, things like that. The second reason I like the double dog is the second tail gives it a little more hang. It allows you to keep it in that top 6-7 feet of the water column a little easier than some of the single tail stuff. If these muskies are up a little higher than they typically are, let's just say they're 8 feet below the surface, throwing this double dog will keep that lure above the fish still in the strike zone. If you enjoy these Metro Musky reports, you know the drill. Subscribe below, you'll get a notification anytime we have new content up on the channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at OurLandWater. I put a post up anytime there's new content. We'll be on the water this week, hoping to get you some more on-water content. We'll actually be night fishing Saturday night to try a different bite that we haven't hit yet. Fishing's been slow, so we haven't had a ton of on-water content, but that'll definitely pick up as the blade bite gets going. Thank you for watching the video. Good luck with the open water bite.